If you follow us on Instagram, you probably know that my cat Yoshi is experiencing some eye troubles. I get comments and messages all day asking how he is doing now, so I figured an in-depth video would be the best way to address what we've been going through for the last week and a half. So starting mid last week, both of his eyes were excessively watering. This clip shows when it was at its worst, and it looked like he was sobbing, the poor guy. I was obviously worried and was planning on taking him to the vet as soon as they could get us in. I really had a feeling it was allergy related though, since this happened in his left eye last spring and cleared up on its own in a few days. In our old apartment, he was quite sneezy and had constant eye boogies. Weirdly though, when we moved here 2 months ago, that all stopped. He literally went from sneezing multiple times a day there and me wiping giant eye boogers to having none of those issues here. So I thought, hey, maybe this house is good for him. Fast forward to a little over a week ago when both of his eyes became watery. This only lasted like a day or so in both eyes and then migrated to just his right eye. And then that cleared up in like a day. I even posted this update to my Instagram stories thinking it had passed and we were all good, just like when it happened in March. Your friends on Instagram want to know how your eye is. Are you doing okay? This is definitely the best that I've seen it so far. Yeah. So I think he's feeling better. Good job. In our last apartment, we were high up and in a city, and now we live in a house with nature everywhere. So I figured there was some new environmental allergy that he was being exposed to here that was just really bothering him. He didn't have any other symptoms, no sneezing, he was eating and playing and sleeping normally, so everything seemed fine. A couple days passed and last weekend it started to come back, only in that one eye though. For the next few days, his right eye would not stop watering. I was wiping it each night with a warm washcloth and giving him spirulina to help boost his immune system, but it was persistent. It also started leaking a little bit of like yellow discharge, which I think is good since his eye is working on getting whatever is irritating him out. I called the vet and the soonest they could get us in was Friday. I took him in, and of course it looked better than it had been the past few days, almost as if he knew I threatened to take him there and he was like, no, I swear I'm better, I promise. But we did end up going to get it checked out. And he had a lot to say about that. Honey, it's okay. Honey. Honey. I felt really bad because he hates leaving home and we just moved, so this was a new vet we were going to. So first time leaving since we moved and it's to a new scary place. Poor baby was so terrified on the car, he pancaked in the carrier and put his little head against my hand for comfort. Despite being very nervous and terrified, he did amazing at the vet. I honestly thought the vet visit would be more traumatic for him than the actual eye problems itself, but he let them do everything they needed to him. I didn't take any clips during it because I wanted to focus on the visit. But they did say Mr. Handsome was a very good boy. The vet stained his eye to test if it was scratched, but she didn't see anything. She actually couldn't tell exactly what was wrong, but her best guess was allergies. She also sent us home with an antibacterial gel to put in his eyes to see if that helped, so we've been using that the last few days. It hasn't improved the situation yet, so it probably is just allergies. He looked really bad Friday night after we saw the vet, but he had just had a really stressful day and didn't really sleep at all, and his eye was being touched all day, so I think it was just super irritated and he was exhausted. I haven't really seen any improvement over the last couple days, so I'm really hoping it starts to clear up soon, because I hate seeing him like this. But I am really glad he seems to be acting normally and definitely still playing, which is good. I have been getting lots of cuddles and biscuits though, and he's sleeping next to me every night, which he never does. I'm taking Evie into the vet on Tuesday for her annual checkup, and I'll update the vet then on how Yoshi is doing. I have done so much vacuuming and cleaning, and I changed our air filters and blasted our air purifiers, just trying to minimize the amount of dust and pollen and stuff in our house that could be causing problems, but it hasn't seemed to have helped yet. Anyway, I will keep you guys posted on this since so many people were worried about him, but that's the whole backstory that takes us up to today. Sweet boy.